fit in the local stiffness matrix into in this K1 underscore matrix. So if you see in this figure that element 1 has two nodes. Node 1 has two displacements u1 v1, and node 2 has also two displacements u2 v2. So on the first place you will write here u1 v1 u2 v2, and similarly in the columns u1 v1 u2 v2. So this line means that k1 underscore these elements, that we are calling these elements of k1 underscore matrix and setting it equal to k1 matrix. So this is the place where the K matrix is fitted into this K1 underscore matrix. So it will be fitted in this area. Now we want to fit the K2 local matrix into this K2 underscore matrix. So in the first line you can see K2 underscore 1:2 comma 1:2. This means that we are calling these four elements. 1:2 मतलब first two columns, and 1:2 again means first two rows, and these are equal to K2 that you have find earlier in the previous slides, and similarly same element location. So if you go back and see the K2 matrix, it will be these four elements at this place. In the second line, now it means 1:2 means first two columns, and 5:6 means fifth and sixth row. That means these four elements, you are calling these four elements is equal to K2 1:2 and 3:4. If you go back and see the K2 matrix, you will know that these elements are going to fit in here. Then in the third line 5:6 means 5 and 6 is here, and 1:2 means first and second row. So your next you are calling now these four elements are equal to similarly 3:4 third and fourth column, and 1:2 means first and second row, and finally the fourth row line is telling us that we are calling 5:6 means 5 and 6 column. 5:6 means 5 and 6 row. So we are calling these four elements are equal to the third and fourth column and third and fourth row of the K2 matrix. So in this way we have fitted the K2 local stiffness matrix into K2 underscore matrix. Similarly, we will define a K3 underscore matrix for zeros, and then according to the figure, in this figure element 3 has one node, node 1 and node 4, node 4 and node 1, for node 1 and node 4. So similarly we will where we have written 5 and 6, we will replace that with 7 and 8. The rest is the same. After this we will now find global stiffness matrix, which is equal to K1 underscore plus K2 underscore plus K3 underscore. We cannot simply add K1 plus K2 plus K3 because they were not 8 by 8 matrix. We have first converted K1, K2 and K3 into 8 by 8 matrix. Then we have added them to form global stiffness matrix. After this, after forming K, we will now find the displacements. This expression means that we are calling first two columns and first two rows. That means these circled elements, we are calling these circled elements, and we have called them. That means we have told the software that we need these elements, and u1 v1 is equal to inverse k, this part multiplied by 0 semicolon minus 25. What is this? This is actually force. You have the formula F is equal to kx. So this is x, this is k, and this is F. So you can see the forces in this diagram. So you can see the force is acting on element 1. The rest of the elements, rest of the nodes, node 2 is fixed, node 3 is fixed, and node 4 is also fixed. Only node 1 is free. So you will have to find the displacements at node 1. So applying the bonding conditions, that means all these values u2, v2, u3, v3, u4, v4 will be set equal to 0, and we need to find u1 and v1. So force direction is along the y. So y is up, positive upward, but this force is downward, that means it is negative. So this is being shown here. So this matrix is the force matrix, this is the K matrix, and this is the u1 and v1.